greetings to everybody watching this and Happy New Year. I'm going to share a bit about my updates. The intention is that they help you as well, they connect with you, they inspire you, they enable you on a deeper level to be yourself. And that goes back to a saying that I love, and I have had it up in my house ever since my 20s, and it is a beautiful picture in the snow of someone leading a pack of dogs, and they're just out there, and it says, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." That has always inspired me. I really love the idea of that, and I think that as humans, that is the invitation, especially if we don't like the way the world is and we want to be part of the positive shift and utilize the positive and the things that are actually enhancing people, and then taking it further where people get more and more free to express who they are, to shine their light, to feel the courage to express themselves. Because I feel we are all about expression, and within that expression is like the expression artistically, musically, poetically, with speech, with our work that we do, with the family that we raise, that we are part of. And, with that, of course, comes also silence, the capacity to be in silence. And I'm very good at that. I love silence. To me, silence is where I'm much more my true self, rich in observation, rich in inner dimension. And that's what I've been doing a lot since I have been back in Adelaide. So I have open classes, by the way. I found us a venue, so check out my newsletter and my reach out to me if you're interested. A Sunday morning, and I've also been crazy enough to open up a Saturday night, although I don't think that's gonna be, it looks like it's probably not what people want so much, but let me know. It's a really great sanctuary for going inwards. And remember, my classes are fully what I love and what I know works, which is breathing, going within, tuning in with our wisdom, having compassion for ourselves, letting go of things that no longer serve us, becoming aware of what we really want, feeling those emotions, slowing down, getting inspiration through the little bit of journaling we do on what we want to do next for that day, for that week. So we're setting our GPS. So that reminds me, I've got a program that I'm birthing next week, and you are invited to be part of my beta group, which is a trial group, which is all about setting those foundations for 2024. And it is really, really huge embodiment. Whenever I do this practice, which ideally is done every week, if not every day, I fine tune and life just flows. It's like, you know where your GPS is going, you're in the right car, you've put the petrol in, you know why you're going, where you're going, you know what you need to go there. And it becomes a natural flow of grace. And it's actually like going on a road trip where you have adventure, where you can take time out. So this, I will talk about it in a separate video, but that's really important. That's starting next week, and I'm only opening up to 5 women, where I'm going to work with you really closely on a process, which is a 6-step process that completely works. Now, I didn't plan to mention this, but now I want to share a bit about myself, just what's been happening. I have been spending a lot of time on my own, which I really enjoy. I feel like until we can enjoy our own company, what's going on here? Until we can enjoy our own company, we actually can't be present to others that well. We can't be our authentic self. It's actually hard to be aware of what your truth is. Because when we're with others all the time, it becomes like this whirlwind, and you don't know where you start and where you end, and certain things resonate and certain things don't. And it's like a ping pong machine, and you're like, yay and no. And then if you don't take time out, it's hard to know what you want to birth, a new direction that you want to take in, where you reassess your boundaries and where you actually want to go. So I've really taken a still point to that. I've been in nature by myself. I've been in coffee shops by myself. I just love it. I feel like I'm on a perpetual holiday. I feel like I'm in a sense retired. And at the same time, I've birthed something completely new, something that has a system to it, something that is utilizing all that I've ever embodied, studied, explored, and I've always been all my life, and I literally have memories from being in the cot about reflecting on things. Literally, this is no joke. I've always been fascinated and been interested in human potential. Why do people suffer? How can they be redirected so that they don't need to suffer? Why do people need suffering, it seems? Why do people break out of it? Who is the one that's changing? What is creating change? How do we talk to ourselves? Why do some people want to honor themselves and live their greatest life, but they keep going in these cycles? Looking on from the outside, it's really quite clear what's happening, but sometimes when we're caught up, it's really hard to see, wow, we got stuck for 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? Depending on if that's a relationship, a job, a way of living, making an important decision that's been brewing in the background and sort of trying to nudge you intuitively with your gut and with your heart knowing. So I love that time. I love nothing more than being with my family, my kids, which are so precious to me. Like, they are just so unique and different, and to watch them keep growing up and having that time with them is everything. It's really amazing. It's a true privilege. So that's one of my big priorities. And then the other one is obviously always on top of that, my own personal, psychological, spiritual and physical well-being, to being at peak. So I always research natural ways to doing that. How can we simplify the natural way of looking after your skin, looking after your gut, looking after, you're getting your antioxidants and becoming fully aware of where we make choices that are not as simple and where we're actually holding ourselves back, even though we think we're doing great things. Like eating under stress. You could eat the best possible meal, you could have the best supplements, but when you're stressed, your body will never focus on digestion. It will focus on fight or flight and put the blood flow in the muscles, and cortisol is released and inflammation can happen and so many other things. So in my so-called spare time, I'm always studying. When I'm not just sitting, when I'm just sitting and watching the world go by, that's a different thing. But then I go, oh wow, I want to research more on that, or what's the latest on this, or I wonder what they've discovered about this. And I love that. I truly love it. So I've also developed a real routine that has worked for me in Adelaide. Obviously, when I travel, like I'm going to Queensland in February, there might be shifts, and that's the purpose also of my holding these classes and the things I have birthed, so that when you feel, oh, I've got a routine, and then your life changes, that you can carry that, be flexible, have the mindset to understand it's gonna change, and know how to be okay with that without giving up, throwing out the towel and all that stuff. So I love it. I get up in the morning, I get up at a regular time, I put my feet in the grass, I go in my garden basically, I sit there, I journal, I get the sunlight. That's so good for setting your circadian rhythm so that you literally get incredibly sleepy when the sun has gone down, which is so healthy if you want to optimize your life. That's something I'm about to teach in Cairns, and holding a 2-week retreat up there. So if you're ever interested, do join us. I've got a really good discount for you, but also the reef house in itself, if you want to go there, it's really set up to navigate sleep issues and to really sleep like a baby. I've got a 10% discount code for that. That's part of an affiliation, but we are co-creating. And as I bring clients to them, obviously they benefit, but you benefit by having that incredible program where everything is set up to be able to meditate, to have support, to relax, to set up a new pattern of living, which means you're going to look younger. You're going to be more inspired. You're going to live more according to your truth. You're going to enjoy life more and be that effect, that butterfly or ripple effect into the world. And I always mention that our self-care is that care which affects the entire planet in its own way for generations to go. So I've been relaxing a lot. I feel like I'm retired but birthing something new, and I felt like that for a long time. And yet I'm also working hard at times when I have to, like in Melbourne, when we had to be able to afford really expensive rent that was going up, living in a beautiful place like where we were living. And it was fantastic. I love that too. So the steps that I do is then always journaling my gratitude. I go barefoot in the grass, always, no matter what the weather is. And sometimes if it needs it, I water the grass and I water the plants. I get my whole body exposed to the sun if I can. And then I have my gratitude journaling. That's key. It sets the whole morning and the moment. I always make my bed. It just feels good. I've noticed if I don't feel the same. I make that bed and it looks amazing. The white bed sheets, everything's like that. There is something that registers. And then I make a plan for the day. What are my top 3 priorities and the rest? And then I really listen to that. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. But I'm really on track, and I love it. And I get more done than ever before. But with fun. Like today I just went to a coffee shop and I went and had a cup of tea and had my lunch, so that in a moment when I go to work or when I have a client later on, I'm set and I've had that me time and that clarity and tanked up, filled up my cup. And it always creates more of a magnetism towards more things. So yeah, so I wanted to share that. I want to celebrate you, and I want us to be very compassionate with ourselves. I teach all those pillars, 21 pillars, in my new release that's coming out. But the first step of that new release, which I'm excited for, is actually the program that I'm going to run starting next week, which is just for 5 women. And that is where you really get access to me, and I'm trialing it as well. I've got the structure ready, and it is a really, really, really effective program that you can use on anything. So if you want to increase your capacity to relate to money, attract money, or if you want to increase your capacity to attract the right partner, or self-love, or go on a holiday, you can choose a topic, work with me for those 4 sessions in that group. You really get access to me full on, and then you'll be able to afterwards use this pattern to make other powerful decisions. So 5 women I've decided on. So that is a huge bargain compared to working with me one-on-one. And also I'm right there. Remember that often we make a lot of intentions, but unless we write them down and go past the subconscious blocks, it's just going to seem wow, and we try to push for that, but we haven't released the subconscious blocks. We haven't even got full clarity and embodied, feeling it as already here and now. And I know that it's logical to you hearing this. You've probably done it a few times, but the power actually lies in holding space for yourself to do each contemplation for an hour, get into great detail, ask questions if you get stuck, and that's what I'm offering. So this is more than what I can ever do in a retreat. It's also more than I would do it one-on-one, but more than I would do in just one session. That would take 4 sessions, and I'm $160 per hour. And in this workshop or this group container of 5 women, you get 90 minutes, and we're gonna have 4 sessions. So they are Monday night and a Wednesday night, 8 to 9:30. So if you're already feeling it, please cancel everything else, book the time in. And that's why I've chosen to only work with 5 women. I only want people who will say, I'm there. I know I need this. I know this resonates. I can feel this is life-changing. I know you hold space for me. I know I can ask you questions. I'm totally there. I will make the earth move to be there, and I thank you for that, because that's the value of it. I know that. And so it'll be $200 per person, I'm pretty sure. That's what I've decided on. So it's very affordable, and it also values my time and expertise and energy. So you will be fully guided. You will at the end know what actions to take. 20% is action in life, 80% is inner work, and you will have done the inner work and know the template of how to become aware of your unconscious patterns, how to rewire that, and how to embrace whatever you want, being fully worthy, fully excited, fully switched over. It will require you keep doing it and looking at it. You don't just do that once and it's finished. So once we finish, you look over the notes and you set that in absolutely every morning. And it is like setting your GPS. You don't just jump on any bus. You don't just get in the car and hope that you'll get there. You brush your teeth every night. You have certain patterns that you value, that you know work. This is exactly the same, except about what you want, what you really, really, really want, what you're happy about, when you're on your deathbed. This is all that I've ever done in my life. I've always reflected, would I be happy about this on my deathbed? Why am I making this decision? I've been thinking about things always deeply. I don't make erratic choices and decisions, and that's helped me a lot. And that's also my personality style. So there is so much I could say, but all I know is that welcome. It's good to see you again, metaphorically speaking, and to connect. And like I said, join the yoga classes, check my YouTube channel, maybe come for a retreat that's coming up again, or get ready for that big program launch where I will give you a program that's either 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months with me, to really have that accountability, guidance, and nailing it. And it's absolutely worth it. And again, it'll be not just everybody. I don't want to feel like I'm pushing you. I'm encouraging you, I'm celebrating you, I'm totally there. But you have to really say, Sabine, I want this. I'm dedicating this as a priority. And so have you, which is me. And together, that is a powerful place to be. So what else? I can't think of anything else except that I wish you really well, and yeah, have a morning ritual, have an evening ritual. You know, it's like you're the feminine, and the feminine has this water element, flow, giving, receiving. All of the elements are there, of course, in all of us. But to be able to navigate that creativity and to that imagination and all of that, we need pillars. It's part of life. A building has pillars. A course has pillars. Even a hairdresser, when they style your hair, they have certain pillars, and then they chop into it and do this. Clothes have pillars of design, of structure. You have a bone structure. You have a structure for how you do things. And if you want to change that or switch that into something else, then we superimpose that so that there is that framework, and that's needed. Otherwise we flow everywhere, nothing happens, and we're running programs that other people have decided for us, that are in the unconscious. Oh, my dad wanted this, my mom wanted that, therefore I want to prove that to them. Even when we're still really old, some people still want to prove that, you know, they're worthy of love, or that they can fulfill their parents' pride expressions or love. And it's really entrapping. It's gorgeous that we want to do that, but it's profoundly limiting, profoundly entrapping, profoundly making you feel unworthy until you've done that stuff. And these programs are in all of us, and there's generational stuff like the war times, the scarcity. We're clearing all that stuff together, bit by bit, woman by woman. It is so incredible. And I've seen this now for 14 years since I've been doing this work. All of my life, actually, for 55 years since I've been conscious, or maybe 50 years, right? I was conscious around 3. I have those memories of thinking, wow, this is what people call love. Wow, why are they doing this when they want to do this? I've always seen that, and how people contradict themselves, and how there seems to be 2 voices, one which is the soul expression and one which is the program, and we want them to meet, and we want to use that mind and the intelligence to run with what our soul passion is guiding us to do. That aliveness will keep you young. This will make your immune system feel amazing. This will make you a shift in your life. This will attract everything you've ever wanted. But it feels uncomfortable because it's new. And I explain that in my course, by the way, very deeply, so that you understand how that works. That unconscious mind wants to keep you safe. It considers, when it can't see what the outcome could be, automatically as something being unsafe. When it considers that as unsafe, it'll do everything to delay it. It'll do everything to make you feel like maybe it's not the right time. Maybe this will create too much of a shift in my life that I'm not ready for. Maybe my relationship will change for the worse. What about for the better? Anything where you grow and become your true self ultimately has to be for the better, because your authenticity is your greatest gift, is your greatest aliveness. Anytime we're not authentic, we are caging ourselves in, we are contracting, we are playing a role, and that can be maybe fun, but ultimately, how about we let everyone be themselves and say, hey, I may not like everything that's gonna pop up, but I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna also shed things, and I'm gonna go, hey, I don't want this top anymore. Hey, I don't want this hairstyle anymore. Hey, I don't want to live this way anymore. I wanna just live in the mountains by myself and just forage berries, or I wanna work in a big city and be completely enmeshed in that stuff. It doesn't matter. It's what you feel, and it's right there. It's possible, really, for everyone. I've seen this in so many women. I hear and read about this. It is a reality. The thing is, are you ready to step into it? Do you resonate with that? Do you feel that adjustment calling? Do you feel that sense of, yes, I'm ready, actually, I can do this, it's worth it? Let me know. And I know this is slightly long. I think I've covered everything, but my 12-month program, which is also a 6 and a 3-month program, is all about holistic energy management. Okay, I just wanted to mention this briefly. So how do we manage our energy, mental energy? Where do we focus? How much are we scrolling? How much are we addicted to TV shows or bad nutrition or relationships that are really draining? And I will help you to recognize those which are your truth, and also to step out of that, looking at it and reassessing what you really want to do. That is massive, and you've got this inside you. I'm just here to help you find your power and drop the limitations, the ones that you're really sick of, the ones that keep you small and unworthy and suffering, and shift into your capacity to remember, hang on a second, every time I'm feeling limited, that I can question, that's not even true. That's someone's concept. That's something I've bought into. God knows, even when I agreed to this, could be lifetimes ago. You know, there's people that had vows to their Christianity or to being a monk, and it still affects them now because that was so deep, or to poverty, or to sacrifice or martyrdom, or to whatever it is. There's a million things, really, but that can sometimes be still there, not just collectively, but it can be a phase in our life. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be giving and community oriented, which I absolutely love, and I miss my community and I want to always create community. But it's more about finding that balance, that your cup is full and that you're giving from a full, overflowing cup. And that's energy. And that energy is actually more powerful than anything else. It's like a vibration that goes through all of your cells, and it has you feeling alive. It has you feeling in a way that you're tapping into your true essence, which is infinite potential. And that is a thought away, a belief away. If the beliefs and thoughts are what block us from seeing it, breathing deep, releasing and recognizing what's blocking it is the liberation. And I've always been here for that. So watch some of my YouTubes, my meditations, my yoga. Join us for live yoga while I'm here. Like I said, I'm only here for January, and I will be back, definitely. I just don't know when. It could be that I'm back in February already, mid-Feb, or that I'm back for April. For sure, because I know I'll be back 100% from April for about 3 or 4 months as well. So I'm just gonna have to take it in chunks. I realized I can't be predictable like I used to be, but I will always communicate, and you're always welcome to ask how long I'm here for, what am I offering. And just like other people, they internationally travel and they pop up here, and then people go there, and people go there. This opportunity is there. So I may hold some events in Western Australia, some in Darwin, some in Queensland, as I'm doing. I might even be floating back to Melbourne and see what we can co-create. And I like feeling that way. It makes me feel super creative and alive. And I balance that also by having the boundary to know, no, I want to stay in one place for 3 months, because I need that time to settle in, to integrate, and then I will reassess as well. So finding out how I feel, find out how you feel. And you have all you need inside you. You have that wisdom. You just need to take the time to tune into it. That is one of the big missing links. Asking yourself, what do I really want? Am I really happy with this? Because we were not taught to think that way. Okay, you realize I keep talking, but we were not really mostly taught that. Some parents allowed it, other parents completely tried to shut it down, others there was a sort of a mix of 2 or 10 or however many people were raising you. But notice that You have the right to change your mind. You have the right to choose again. You have the right to be unpredictable, the right to explore new things, the right to have a whole new chapter beginning for yourself, a right to renegotiate things. Wow, why not? So do the people around you. Now that creates very authentic living. But if we haven't dug deep, it can take us into fear, because this is an old paradigm. It's safe to stay in the same marriage. It's a very old paradigm. It's safe to have a house. It's safe to have a regular income. Yes, in the past, but we are in very interesting and also tumultuous, but also fascinating times where these things are really not true at all. It is a lie to say that it is safer to stay with the same marriage if it's not working, and if you're being abused, or if it's not safe, and or if it's making you a slave or trapped or feeling limited or bound or just waiting for an escape or waiting for it to get better constantly. If he doesn't want to work on that, or she, that's an important consideration. It's your time, your soul. If you feel that having a house or a car is it's gonna makes you feel secure, have to ask yourself, where does that belief come from? Is that really serving me, or is it keeping me stuck here, trying to pay all my loans and bills just so that I can have this car? Is this really what you want? Or do you want to use all your money and start a business, or travel, or co-create, or reflect and meditate, or do some self-care on a deep level, which is always my number one recommendation, always in here, because that's the real GPS. Everything else is the programs all around us: society, parents, communities, ancestry, all of that stuff. When we go inside, we find what our truth is, and that is the only way. And the more society is stressed, the harder it is for society to find what's going on. The addiction to gaming, to alcohol, maybe sex or pornography, or feeling famous online. These are all incredible illusions. This is what the yogis would say, and that's what quantum scientists say now, that we're in a matrix, which is like a game. And there are levels and levels of distractions and levels of capacity and levels of belief, and finding, is this belief working for me? Wow. Or is it working me? That's right. It's running the life. So it's that awareness. And I've got that because I stop all the time, and I'm constantly wanting to know the meaning of life and who I am and why I'm here exactly. Besides that, I love humanity and I'm curious. Why have I got the struggles or the challenges that I have? Wow, how can I learn from that? Why would I choose that? Asking the right questions can really hit the jackpot. It's not about, oh, I am whole and complete. It's also, why have I chosen those challenges? Where is this going? Can I surrender to this? Do I need to activate something here? Because there's never just one thing. Just like the mini 4 sessions that I'm gonna get you that are foundational for 2024, only 5 women. They are very much around the inner work and the outer, and that balance. Someone does only the inner work will not manifest. Someone does only the outer work may manifest, but it's really hard work. The inner work, they may get a few bits and pieces, but when you put them together, it's where the power is. So that's where we live. That's where we are in this moment. So it seems I'm just sharing what feels right. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your plans for this year? Look, every day is a new beginning. Every month you can reassess. And that's what I do. Every week is a new thing where you can, but for now, because the collective goes with this New Year's, and then there's also Chinese New Year coming, the year of the dragon, of course. So practicing what I'm going to teach you can be something you can apply as much as you want. If you did it daily, it will be the most powerful practice for you. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, the faster it gets, the more it might just be half an hour in the morning to do that whole process. Because you understand the depth, the questions, and you have learned how to tap into your answers. Because sometimes women say, I don't know, I can't tap into it. And then I help you how to tap into those answers, how to excavate your truth. All right, I hope you're well, and please do connect, email me, let me know how you're feeling. I get really inspired when I hear from you, and take good care, shine your light, shine your passion, connect with that inner child, the one that was dancing in the rain, the one that was asking lots of questions, the one that might have been singing in the shower, the one that was creative, the one that was beautiful and or silent or whatever she was or is. Find that one. You won't regret it. Okay, ciao.